So now we are going to understand the N8N self-hosted AI starter kit. So I have visited the N8N docs here, and this gives the complete documentation for the no code, low code platform N8N. And here you can find out all the details about what N8N is about, how N8N can help us, and what workflows we can make. So we have already done a lot of experimentations in N8N, but in this lecture we are going to understand what N8N self-hosted starter AI kit is about. So the self-hosted AI starter kit is an open source Docker Compose template that bootstraps a fully featured local AI and low code development environment. So previously we were using N8N cloud version where we were utilizing the cloud infrastructure of N8N. So now we are going to use the self-hosted N8N inside a Docker container. So this self-hosted N8N AI starter kit is going to be running inside a Docker container, and it will give us a local host IP of N8N starter AI kit to build our own AI workflows and create uh, different AI agents, automations, and similar work to N8N Cloud, but on our own local host machine. So this starter kit is available in the docs.n8n.io, and here you can find out what this starter kit can help us and what is it about. So uh, this starter kit basically runs inside a Docker orchestration platform, which is basically putting all the dependencies, the code, and all the required data to run the N8N is going to be used inside a Docker container. So we don't need to worry about the infrastructure, the cloud, and how we are going to utilize it. So the Docker container will does all the work automatically. So if you have knowledge about the Docker containers, then it's really good. And if you don't have the knowledge, so we have already created what Docker is about, how Docker containers are made, and how Docker can help us in running applications on your local machines and hosting them to production. So self-hosting N8N can help us in many ways. If you don't have an N8N cloud account, then you can switch to the self-hosted AI starter kit as well. But for the fast pace, you want the things to be built quickly and move towards the production, and you want to host your applications on the internet so that the users can see what workflows you have developed, then of course you need to host your N8N workflows on a cloud infrastructure, which we have used the cloud version of N8N. So here we are going to use the self-hosting N8N, but for that also you can visit their self-hosted AI starter kit. This is the GitHub repository for the N8N AI starter kit, and it's an open source Docker Compose template designed to swiftly initialize a comprehensive local AI and low code development in an ecosystem environment. So here you can see that the documentation of the N8N self AI hosted starter kit, and it provides the installation of the um, this repository. If you're not familiar with GitHub, then it's totally fine. All you have to do is just visit this self-hosted AI starter kit and go down and read the cloning of the repository, how to bring this clone onto your local machine. So it is already mentioned over here, but in order to view this self-hosted AI starter kit, you must have a GitHub account. So GitHub is a version control system where you push your code and do all the things required to move your code from your local environment to the production environment. So we use GitHub for version controls, for analyzing what code we have pushed to the repositories, and how um, the code is going to be moved towards the production. So GitHub helps us in creating public and private repositories for different organizations, and it's really useful. So when you come towards this self-hosted AI starter kit, you will have to read this very carefully and see how to clone this repository. So in order to clone this repository, you must have a GitHub account. So you just have to copy this command, and inside your terminal you need to paste this command. So we have the git clone, and here I will simply paste this git clone command, and now my repository is getting pulled from the GitHub repository. So I have successfully pulled the repository. Now if you want to see what inside the repository is, what you have to do is just simply write dir, and the repository you have just pulled, write cd and write the self-hosted AI starter kit. Now we are going to open our Visual Studio Code and see what this repository contains of. But before that, let's read this repository in a more comprehensive way. So that you can understand easily. So there are two things. One is you can run your Docker container using your virtual memory, and the second thing is if you have CUDA enabled, you have an NVIDIA GPU available on your local machines, and then you can run this starter kit using the GPU command over here, which is, for example, if an NVIDIA GPU, you just have to run this command, docker compose dash dash profile GPU NVIDIA up. So let's go to this starter kit, open our VS Code, and I write code.com. So inside this repository, we have a bunch of files, and every file has its own functionality. So we won't be deep diving in every file. We are just concerned with this docker compose.yaml file. So now we discussed and understood the concept of a Docker file, a Docker container, but we didn't understand what docker compose.yaml is about. So docker compose.yaml is a combination of different Docker containers, and giving specific rules inside your YAML file to which Docker container to run, what credentials you are going to use, the routing, the network, the volumes, and the services you are going to use. So the Ollama service, the local large language models you want to use, the container name, the services. So here we have the image name Postgres 16 Alpine. Postgres is being pulled from the Docker repository, and also the network name Postgres, the environment, the volumes, and a lot of things. So you don't have to worry about this whole concept, but it will become much harder for you for understanding the Docker YAML file. But we are not concerned with this Docker YAML file. We just need to run this Docker compose YAML file and see how the self hosted AI starter kit looks like. So once this is done, and then we will move towards the environment variable part. So you need to, just as you set up your N8N cloud credentials, similarly you can do the same in this self-hosted AI starter kit. So in the next video we will be explaining how to run this docker compose YAML file, and how to build AI workflows in this N8N self-hosted AI starter kit. Thank you very much.